Well, hello, my beautiful Gemini. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for September 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people hear it just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is your monthly reading for September. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are. The year is flying on by. And let's just say, September, hold on to your hats because astrologically, we have a lot going on. It's a very unique month indeed. Eclipse season is upon us, so things may get a little bit wild. Not one, but two eclipses occur this month. Plus, we also have a second new moon, often called a black moon, in the sign of Virgo. A Virgo portal, if you will, which is very unusual indeed. Now, it also coincides with a partial solar eclipse. I mean, of course it does. There's a lot going on this month, so let's really unpack this and see what it means for the collective. As eclipses, they tend to disrupt the natural order of things and are often perceived as harbingers of change, offering you pivotal opportunities to contemplate radically new directions, hatch new plans, set new goals, or make new promises to yourself and really keep those promises too. Now, partnered with the fact that we also have officially moved into the sign of Virgo, consider September a quality control month where you cast a meticulous eye over your life path to refine or even redefine plans with a sharp mind, spotting anything that does not meet your expectations and cutting it out or redefining it in some way. Because holding yourself to higher standards is what this month is all about. Decluttering, reorganizing, methodically completing complex tasks whilst making space for hard-earned rewards, plus scheduling in quirky, fun times as well, and even quenching a thirst for knowledge, which may see you scrolling or enrolling on workshops, classes, forums, or learning new skills. Oh, and also, you will be on top of your health goals too. I mean, whew, that is a lot, but Virgo season really asks you to double down. So this month could leave you feeling absolutely exhilarated, but also needing a well-earned massage on a secluded beach somewhere with an iced beverage of choice and your do not disturb sign on. I mean, if only we could be able to do that. And if you can do that, if there's room for a little one, I'll be there with you. But at least you'll be really proud of your super self that you've been very productive, that you'll have ticked a lot off your to-do list, which will, of course, award you with a sense of achievement. Now, back to those eclipses. We do have a full blood moon eclipse, which occurs on the 7th or 8th, depending on your time zone. Now, full moons offer closure forgiveness, an opportunity to really release and let go. But partnered with an eclipse, you might just slam that door to the past, lock it, and throw away the key. Emotions tend to run very high during this time, so you may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual, but your soul knows what you finally need to let go of, and you owe it to yourself to set yourself free. Now, the blood moon encourages you to do the shadow work. Assess those deep emotions, do a deep dive, release anything challenging there. And if you felt like you've been drifting, this is a problem-solving month, which will influence you because of that Virgonian energy to get you structured, to help you get back on track, but also send you opportunities to be able to do that as well. Now, be mindful that this month, eclipses can amplify anxiety or give a platform to your inner critic. So remember that this too shall pass. Be compassionate with your wonderful self. Also, animals tend to become a little bit anxious or unsettled during eclipses too. We all feel the effects, so extra cuddles for pets will be important during this time as well. And what's wonderful about this lunar eclipse, because eclipses, they're not always foreboding and omens of doom and gloom. You know, this particular lunar eclipse, it actually trines Jupiter, planet of good luck, expansion, and better fortune. So expect positive results or outcomes on things that you've been working hard for or invested your time in. Saturn also returns into the sign of Pisces. It's currently retrograding, but it will retrograde back into the sign of Pisces this month. So you may revisit and breathe new life into old projects. Also, karmically, any unresolved issues are reviewed. They come to the surface this month, so there may be some nostalgia there. It's a time to problem solve, of course, so this is a time of purifying, cleansing, starting with a clean slate there. If you want to change your life, this is a big month. It's the perfect month to lead positively with intention, as manifestation frequencies are higher than usual, of course. And we have the partial solar eclipse on the 21st or the 22nd, depending on which hemisphere you reside in. It coincides with the black new moon in Virgo, and I have to give you this straight because this eclipse, it doesn't play nice. It's not as positive as the other one. That doesn't mean necessarily it's bad or negative. However, it may raise some tensions collectively, which is why structure is the key to managing September, shall we say. Expect things like people canceling on you or rescheduling something, or, you know, like a plot twist that you have to deal with something that comes in last minute and factor it into your plans. That's the sort of thing I'm talking about with that particular eclipse there, okay? Now, in terms of global events, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it, September is a pivotal shift month. We may witness an economical wobble, which harvests very serious conversations around global bankruptcy and draconian ways to replenish governmental purses. Now, as I mentioned before, eclipses are harbingers of change, and these particular eclipses will really steal the show in that area. Now, in ancient times, a blood moon eclipse often symbolized the fall of a king or a leader or someone of great influence. So we may see headlining news around this or their substitute or a body double. My guides gave me body double energy, if that makes sense. So we'll look out for that too. And we will certainly continue to see shocking exposés centered around public figures during this time as their hidden dark side comes to light, which sees us questioning their position of influence and power. Solar eclipses in particular often were interpreted as causing anger, conflict, and uprising. So we may see growing tensions rise globally as people seek to be heard and represented fairly. Also, eclipses, they tend to affect nature in very extreme ways, and we're already witnessing amplified shifts. This month could see things reach a critical point. We could see fiery seismic shifts amplifying water-related events. I mean, in the last couple of months, we have seen some tectonic shifts that have been like 5.0 and above. We are going to see more of that amplified this month. I wish I was wrong on that, but eclipses, you know, they tend to affect us in extreme ways. Now, also, because eclipses, these ones are in the sign of Pisces and Virgo, water and earth. So that's where we're going to see elements affected. And we may also see conversations directed around shaking up healthcare systems and implementing new protocols, which may actually be very, very positive there, okay? Critical debates around unemployment and the advancement of AI or replacement technology will also hit the headlines for the next couple of years, starting majorly in September. You know, this is about highlighting what a future could look like if technology becomes more celebrated than human talent. We're at a fork in the road position where we can work alongside it and it complements our development, or allow it to take over. So we're at that crux position. So I feel there's going to be some big conversations there to try and affect change and balance and harmonize that aspect. Of course, it's not all doom and gloom. I want you to be aware of that. You know, there's so many layers and energies going on. There's personal energy, there's global energy, so many levels to it all. And I want you to know, on a personal level, K2 is in the sign of Leo, which works really hard to see you receive recognition and gain for past efforts. Also, you're in your 10th house. So this is a period where you will come to the fore, have recognition, success, be in the spotlight for something. So this is your glow up month, as it were, on a personal level. But don't forget that Jupiter is cheerleading for you on the sidelines, sending extra luck, willing you to win, and sending extra benevolence right up until it retrogrades on the 11th of November. So whilst it may feel like things are falling apart, it is here that things start to fall together, to come back stronger. This is a perfect month to redefine or even refine goals, introduce rituals where you raise vibrations. Virgonian influences encourage you to be in service to yourself, to those that you hold dear as well, but also to the world at large. And we can all do our bit to send or spread love and positivity. I always say, wherever you may be the soul of that place. Be present, shine your light, be your authentic, wonderful you. It starts with the self first and it emanates outwards. You know, light a candle, play your favorite song, raise your vibrations, connect to nature. We are all one, and those who seek to divide us shall not succeed. Now, my guides gave me this energy just as I was about to start with your first card. A scientific experiment. I'm not really sure if this is true or not. I'm going to have to look this bit up. I want you to be aware of that. But I'm being given like a scientific experiment that confirms that the vibrations that are connected in, you know, the frequencies of the brain emanate outwards and actually, you know, are one with the collective. I mean, I've always felt that, but I feel there's going to be some sort of breakthrough. My guides will give me a breakthrough that highlights that we are all one, that we are all one, that we all share a frequency. Maybe that's why I'm being given this energy, because there are two people there sharing that one space and the world. It's like a shattering breakthrough is what I'm being given. This is an aside, but this perhaps is something you're interested in, about the consciousness of like the hive mind and, you know, the singular, like us all feeling like that we're individual, but we're also connected. We can both share those spaces, if that makes sense. You know, that's coming through. That's really random, but it just came through, so I had to mention it. Anyway, let's get to your reading. Maybe it's something to look out for. We have solidity, inner core. It's number 18. Okay, so this is your protagonist energy. And of course, this could be you kind of looking at the duality of you. This is very much a Gemini card. It doesn't mean to be. It's not listed as that in, you know, the deck itself, but I can see it is a card of duality there. This is about you looking at different aspects of self. Oh my gosh, I just realized as well. Look at this figure, the Empress, even in a different deck. There's this energy of like the conscious mind or the brain. A lot of you may be implementing some sort of personal development or looking at mindfulness, something to do with the mind this month, or the brain. You know, there could be this aspect of you kind of like breaking through, having like an earth-shattering idea that brings you a lot of peace, that helps you make more money, that helps you be in more control of your future in some way. But this card, you know, It literally means that you're staying constant to your endeavors, okay? No matter what gets in your way, you are unstoppable, you're making progress, and you just know it deep in your soul that you're going to make headway. You are creating a new world for yourself in some way, a new pathway, as you can see. And, there's lots of doves here, so I feel this is about you taking flight in some way, and it starts seeing you elevate and feel peaceful. This is also about you seeking people who are reliable and solid in your life. You're keeping promises to yourself, but also you're seeking people who also are authentic and keep promises to you. Now, I also feel that your greatest power is from the inside out. So this is about how you feel about yourself. So of course, with the Empress energy, you're going to be nourishing yourself in different ways. You're going to be looking at healthcare practices, self-care. You're going to be nourishing yourself with perhaps exploring with different food substances or elixirs, looking at vitamin deficiencies, staying on top of hormonal balances, maybe even looking at food in a way where you notice their enriching properties. So rather than just looking at, for example, a banana, you may be looking at it as a source of potassium. You may be like breaking things down to kind of look at the core of what it feeds you, if that makes sense, okay? Because I'm being given this energy of looking at food in a different way. Like looking at an orange and saying, okay, that's going to give me a heightened vitamin C. Or it just feels like you're looking at minerals, vitamins, and something that affects your hormones. Okay, so it could be that you're trying to get back into balance, maybe looking at foods that promote brain health, that really kind of help you stay clear and, have a lot of vitality, as it were. That's initially what I'm getting from your reading. I mean, your 10th house is influencing you. So this also means that you're ambitious, you're nurturing your projects, you're going to be very productive. You're having a glow up personally, as well as in your career, if you're in a career right now. But also as you mature, because the Empress energy is a mature card, it can be that you are looking at your legacy and, you're starting to become more comfortable with who you are, more confident in your decisions, and wanting to know yourself on a deeper level. And that's what this month is all about. I mean, it does start with the inner core first, thoughts become things. And this is about, your ideas taking flight, really believing in yourself, believing in what you're capable of. And I'm also being given this energy of you kind of like maybe even testing yourself or training your body. That came to me before I even started your reading, but it is coming out now in the water because I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. So this could be you like testing yourself, going through like detoxes or cleanses or fasting or something like that. That's something that's just coming through there because we've got a 10 of swords. So this could be that, you're deciding to cut something out as well and seeing if you are tempted to have it or if it makes an impact in some way. 10 of swords is all about the mind. It's about the brain. So this can be that you're quietening the inner critic or anything that tries to tear you down. This is a big month to be mindful of that. 10 of Swords is, also challenging the way that you think on something. So you could discover a piece of information that kind of blows you out of the water in some way, like going, wow, that was a mind-blowing fact that I can actually apply to my life. Or perhaps there's like some information that you are trying to achieve or research at this time, and suddenly you discover that missing link that makes you elevate or helps you feel a lot of peace. So if you're waiting for news or information on something, I would also say that, it will come in because of course you have that 8 of Wands there, and because it's partnered with the Queen of Cups, this is all about self-care. It's about emotional security as well, so feeling good about yourself. It's about being comfortable in your own skin. It's also being a best friend to yourself, and being a best friend to yourself is something that has many different layers. It's about having time for you, having a good cutoff point that is healthy for you, especially if you're under a lot of stress. I feel a lot of you are, under a lot of pressure. You have a lot on your mind this month and a lot on your to-do list. And I feel this is about prioritizing your needs. but also prioritizing projects that are important. I feel like you really take command. Balance, of course, is the key, but also remaining harmonious. Even when a plot twist comes your way, I feel like you're really going to be able to just take it head on and be like dealing with it without the stress and pressure, okay? I feel like you're coming into the month of September under a lot of duress and stress already. I feel like, you've been going through a lot. Ten of Swords, this is a card, of course, that indicates that, a lot of critical thinking during a difficult time, stressful situation. And now I feel like you're growing from this stressful situation, and it may have made you feel a bit scattered, okay? And I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love, but I feel like you're going to make a lot of progress. There's a lot of stability in your future. You're doing what is right for you, and you're conquering something that was challenging. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that. There is a breakthrough here, some good news that you will celebrate that helps you feel more stable. And also, for a lot of you, you could be cutting something out that actually has been causing brain fog or amplifying stress or even critical responses. So for example, I love coffee, okay? I love my hit of caffeine first thing in the morning. And of course, if I have too much of that, though, I feel very scattered. I feel very shaky. I know that I should not go over a certain limit. Some of you may be noticing that your body is changing in a way where something is reacting to it in a different form. And you're like, you know what? Actually, I've limited it, but it's still causing a reaction. So now I'm going to cut it out. Ten of Swords can be like, you're done with that. It's had a reaction, and you have to lay that to bed now and leave it there in the past. And it just makes you feel better about yourself, because this is a card of having a glow up, feeling that you have like lots of energy, that you're birthing new ideas, you're being very creative there. For some of you, this could also be that, if you're pregnant, you're having to cut out a lot of things that perhaps are either giving you heart palpitations or not making you feel so good. Always check with a healthcare practitioner there. Very important. If you're experiencing any symptoms of anything, always good to go and check it out. Some people are like, you know what, I don't want to worry them. They're already overstretched as it is. But also just to give yourself peace of mind, very important, because this is all about peace of mind. Check something out. I don't see anything negative here. I feel like you be in very good hands. You make a lot of progress, or you move past something. I feel you move on from it. The Justice card can indicate you may need to make some adjustments in your diet or in something in particular. So it's always good to check something out if, you're worried about it, but I don't see anything negative here. So I just want you to be aware of that. Now, of course, the Empress energy is about being very productive, okay? It can indicate that you're trying to get something done, but you're not being like organized or structured about it, as it were. It feels like you're in the flow of making it happen. Now, being in the flow is great. It's important. But at the same time, I feel like you need to lean into a little bit of structure as well, because the Emperor is there. So, the Empress and the Emperor are there, and I will address that in a moment. But this, in terms of personal level, is like you're highly creative this month. You're doing a lot of things, but I feel in order to not feel scattered, because you do have a lot on your to-do list, a structure would work really well for you. So if you're not someone who normally does, have a to-do list, this would be a great month to do it. Number one, because we're in Virgo season, and Virgos love a list. At least the ones I know in my life, they love a list. Even the secret ones that I'm like, they're very playful and fun. And of course, they're very hardworking. But you go, oh, you know what? Sometimes they present as like being a little bit chaotic. Depends on what other aspects they've got there. But you know what? They've always got a secret list. So I would say a list will really help you this month just to stay on top of things, okay? Journaling, things like that as well, but lists going to work really well for you. Now, I have to acknowledge for some of you, and this is not all of you, of course, this is only if you've come to this reading and you're experiencing this, okay? Because the Ten of Swords, especially this particular one, this can indicate some of you are going through a bereavement. And I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love, okay? There are literally no words that can comfort you. It is going to be a process. I actually hate the sentence that time is a healer, because of course, time actually just helps you manage. The wound is always there. you know, because you care. There's so much love there. There's so much connection. So I'm sending you a huge hug and just so much love, and my thoughts are with you, okay? It will be a process. Actually, you will receive lots of little messages and omens, especially through birds, is what I'm seeing there. Maybe ask for something specific that you want, because this person, their presence is still with you, okay? And they're actually going to protect you. They're always going to be with you, is what I'm being given here, until you reunite again, but that'll be far in the future, okay? But they are protecting you, is what I'm being given there, and they're helping you through some difficult decisions. Some of you may be going through like probate or inheritance or legal matters regarding this. And of course it is a process, and it's going to be a very turbulent process at times. It's going to be weighing heavy on your mind. You'd rather have the person with you. But I feel like there's this energy of perhaps being on autopilot, being structured, almost like putting your emotions to the side in some way, and only in moments, because it will come in waves, okay? It is a process there, but I want you to be aware that this person, there's so much unconditional love there, okay? Maybe a very complex person, complex dynamic, complex relationship there, but so much love, and it may have been earth-shattering for you, but I see that, you know, you will move this process forward, okay? And there will be moments where you're feeling great, and you're getting on with life, and there's going to be moments where you're not feeling so great, and you are plunged into, you know, a deep grief, and you're going to take it as it comes, okay? Because this tells me you're going to be fluctuating between the two, but I feel like grounding your energy, very important. And yeah, my guides are giving me birds, but also clouds, seeing messages in the clouds, having a little visitor come to you in the form of a bird, all relevant. This person is around you in spirit. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. They see your tears. They understand your grief and your tears. They actually really want you to be happy. They want you to have fun. They want you to live in the moment, live life, live your experience. Easier said than done, I know, because you'd rather live it with them. So they will let you know of their presence. Okay, so with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy and move on. But I want everyone to be clear. This is something that whoever's watching this, you will have been going through this already. It's not something to come. So I don't want people worrying about, oh, September. No, this is something that's already occurred and someone dealing with this right now, okay? Now, also with that Ten of Swords, you know, an ending often is a new beginning, a new chapter in life in some way. So I feel a lot of you, there is this energy of you breaking free from patterns, you know, because this is about you breaking free, liberating yourself. So this could be you looking at bad habits or, you know, cycles of repeat that you don't want to play out in your life anymore. You're totally taking ownership of that. Okay, and I feel like you're breaking free from something that has had a grip or tempted you for some time, and now you're liberated, and you're just going to feel better for it, is what I'm seeing. Of course, you're on top of your health goals there, especially your mental health, you know, because you have so many mind cards here, your mental well-being, meditation, self-help books, podcasts, mindfulness, even apps to calm you, help you with better sleeping patterns. That's what you're going to be focused on a lot of this month, and you're going to make a great headway on that as well. Now, of course, there is an energy here where some of you, if you're separating or going through a divorce, again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. It's going to be a process. You're going to go through a legal process there. You're going to have really great representation who gets you, you know, more than you bargain for. Okay, that's coming out there. I feel like you want to play fair. You're the sort of person who'd want to play fair. I mean, there's a small percentage of you who are like, I got to be honest with you, there's 3 people here. So if you found that your partner was cheating, and this is only if you've come to this reading having found that out, because I don't see it again happening for September, because it's almost like you're dealing with the repercussions of this, especially with this card. It's like something may have shattered your inner peace. And this could be that, you know, you are withdrawing from the relationship, or you have withdrawn from the relationship. And it can be that, you know, it's been a very turbulent time emotionally for you. But I feel this is you kind of like going through the separation process. And it is going to be up and down. And you're going to have moments where you're finally free and liberated and, you know, enjoying your single time. You may be wondering, will you love again? The answer is yes. I actually see you being married again in the future. It's going to be a process. It's not going to be right away, but, you know, I want you to be aware that you are moving on from turbulent times, okay? So we have air right there, okay? Now, of course, these horses are moving out of the turbulent clouds. So this can be that, you know, you're moving on because you're seeking loyalty. Horses are all about loyalty there. So if you have gone through that, again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. Often the universe will remove people from our lives because they are teaching us a lesson. People are there for a reason or a season. And some of those lessons, I mean, I don't make the rules and I don't like it myself. Some of those lessons are really painful lessons, and I've been there, okay? I've been cheated on. I've had those experiences myself as well. And it just literally rips the heart out of you, okay? And it can feel like right now that you are like feeling bereft. You're trying to process a very challenging past or put this in the past. Maybe even for some of you, if you've experienced this in the past and not recently, it can be that you're laying ghosts of the past to bed in order to acknowledge that you are a gift in relationships, that you're beautiful inside and out, that you offer unconditional love, and you deserve someone who is strong enough to walk by your side. So if you're currently seeking love and you're healing from a separation or you're healing from, you know, a betrayal, because this can be, you know, you felt you've been betrayed in something there, I feel like the universe is aligning you with something that is fair, where there is unconditional love, where there is, you know, a perfect partnering, a pairing of two people who are meant to be together, a soul contract. You will love again. So I would say this is a great month to fall in love. If you're seeking love, I feel like you are having a glow up. You are very attractive when you have this card. It means you're attracting people into your sphere. There's one person in particular that I feel that captures your attention, and it is a match. So if you're looking for love, this is a great month to find love. You could actually meet this person in motion, you know, on the go, traveling, or, you know, even going from A to Z of somewhere you frequent. You know, if you're taking the subway to work, for example, could be that you meet someone on the subway. You know, this could be an out of the blue experience. So that's coming through there as well. Some of you may meet a person online as well, because we have communication right there. So that could be that you meet someone on a chat forum. It doesn't have to be a dating website. It can be something that you are interested in and have a lot of love for, that you're developing, and someone just captures your attention and your heart, and vice versa. Okay, so that's coming in there as well. Now, let's talk about your 10th house, because your 10th house is all about ambition. So this is about you having the energy, the drive, and the motivation to get your projects finished and your tasks done. Whatever you're doing, whether it's in career, whether you're retired, whether you're a carer, whatever it is, you know, you are busy, and this is about finishing things to a high standards. And if you are in a career, this is about you standing out, gaining recognition, your reputation kind of increasing. This is about career goals being met, being in the spotlight for reward. So I feel some of you could be signing new contracts. I mean, going from the Empress energy, which means you're very established at what you do in your career, very creative, very talented, very gifted, you're going to the Emperor energy. This means promotion. This means a new title, or, you know, a high-ranking position. I feel like it's on par, but I still feel like there is something here that you're aiming for, that you will sign a contract on, because the Justice card is all about contracts, you know. So I would say that, you know, legal papers, signing something, advancing, it's a great time for you to do that, because that 10th house is all about advancement there, being in a position of power, or even building your empire, having wonderful new ideas that take you to the next level in some way. I mean, 10th house can also indicate you're upgrading things, like upgrading your car, upgrading your home, upgrading your cell phone, upgrading your vibrations. Whatever it is, you are in upgrade mode, okay? Now also, 10th house can be that, you know, you are taking leadership in your life, taking center stage. You are the main character in your life. So you're prioritizing your own needs, not from a selfish place. Of course, I feel like you're just being stricter with your boundaries, stricter with your spending habits, maintaining an even keel. But also, if there is an inner battle there, because Gemini, you do have that duality about you, this is about honoring both sides of you. It's really interesting that we have the creative element with the Empress, the unconditional love of the Empress. Then we have the very protective energy of the Emperor, the successful kind of like sometimes domineering side, you know, the responsible side, and, you know, the very powerful kind of duty-bound side. So it can be that you're going to blend both energies. You have responsibility at the end of the month for sure. So this could be that you are like helping a parent or a guardian with an appointment, or perhaps you have an important appointment there as well, and you're going to be scheduling things in. You may even reschedule an appointment in and around, the 21st or the 22nd there because of that partial solar eclipse. It may even be something that's rescheduled on you, but I feel like you have responsibility. So you could be taking someone to their appointment or taking yourself to a very important appointment or meeting that goes very well indeed. Okay, the Emperor energy is success. It's a positive outcome. Now, also, we have fecundity reign. Okay, now this card, it is number 35. When you reduce it, 3 plus 5 is 8, of course, the number of the self. But this card literally means the conditions of what you aspire to achieve, your prosperity, are going to be met. The universe is going to offer you something that you really want, because we have the Queen of Cups, which is basically something that you love. And we have the 8 of Wands, which is news. News that you will love is coming on in. It's something that you've been thinking about or hoping for. The seed has been planted as a thought of something that you desire to occur, and you will hear news on that and you will celebrate, okay? So I would say the energy that's coming in though, and this coincides with that solar eclipse, because solar eclipses, they offer you new beginnings, but there's often a trade. Okay, so for example, the lunar eclipse will offer you the new beginning and send you something very auspicious, something very welcomed indeed, something very successful, and it gives without condition. But the solar eclipse, that will give with conditions. So this could be that, for example, you have a breakthrough on something, but it means you have to let go of something, you have to leave something. So new job requires you to leave an old job, for example. New property, if you're moving to a new neighborhood, requires you to leave an old neighborhood. So you may be like coming to terms with, all those memories that you are set to leave behind, for example. Or it can be that, in order to find the love that you truly deserve and desire, it can come at the cost of walking away from a very challenging relationship that's caused you a lot of pain, or cathartically processing some emotions that are hard to move through but must be moved through in order to start with a clean slate because of that retrograde with Saturn there. So this is a purifying month. So this can indicate that something comes on in to be offered to you that you're going to love, some news that you love, but it means that you have to sacrifice something else, or you have to let go of something else. It's normally for your highest good, so it ends up being a positive outcome. But, there may be an energy of you kind of like leaving the familiar to embrace the extraordinary. And sometimes when we're leaving the familiar, we can get a little bit nervous or anxious about that. So there may be just something on your mind like, oh, I hope I'm making the right decision, all of those things, but you are. The outcome is super positive. But this card also is about purifying the self, going through a personal development phase, shall we say, or a journey of discovery. So a lot of you, because this is an energy of investing in yourself, this could be you going through a cleanse, as I mentioned earlier, like a detox, or it could be that you are purifying what you eat, for example, or seeking certain vitamins that you feel like you have a deficiency in. I mean, for some of you, there's definitely an energy here where you've been feeling a little bit lethargic and a little bit off kilter. You may have been feeling out of sorts there. Your energy levels have been a little bit off. I mean, this means you're under a lot of pressure. You have a lot on your mind. You may be burning the candle at both ends, but life has been challenging and it requires you to, bring your A game. So it has been a lot. But also you may discover that, you've been dehydrated, or there is a vitamin deficiency there because it's affecting your energy levels. So this may be something that you discover in the month of September there, where you're on top of your water levels, because of course there is a figure there offering a huge kind of like samovar or glass goblet, as it were, of water. And of course we have that pigeon there. And the 8 of Wands is an energy of moving forward or fast-paced environment. So if, for example, you've been hitting the gym or being more active and perhaps, perspiring, because that's what the human body does. Okay. It can be that you haven't been replenishing the amount of water that you're losing, for example, and it's just making you feel a bit out of sorts. Or for some of you, if you're going for a test, a health test, it could discover that maybe you have a vitamin deficiency, because of course we have a little seed there, which can be an element or nutrient, as it were, and it's in the resistance position, but you will be back on top of that, and you will just have more vitality this month as well. Now, of course, this card indicates that you have everything you need in order to grow, move forward, and basically this is an energy of you kind of like planting a seed that will grow into something spectacular. So this could be a new money-making phase for you. Because, of course, when you have earth there, fecundity, rain is all about prosperity. It is about, you making advancements, aligning yourself with success. So it could be, as I said, something creative, because you have the Empress there. It could be that you're like putting new items on your Etsy store, or it could be that you're creating an Etsy store. For some of you, it could be creating a business, or you could be just doing a hobby that someone says, hey, I love what you do. Could you sell that to me? And you're like, oh my gosh, I could make money out of this. So it can be that you are now starting to structure something legally so that you either become your own boss. If you're already your own boss, this could be that you are like discontinuing a line that you feel has either expired, or, perhaps you feel that it's run its course, or you're reimagining it, revamping it in some way to, gain more interest from your customers or clientele, for example. But whatever it is, it feels like you're discontinuing something, as I said, or ending something and embracing something new. So I would say that this is a great new move for you there as well. Now, of course, we have the Justice card and the Emperor, so that's a lot of responsibility. It also means you're going to be on top of your administrative kind of like tasks, contracts, looking at service providers. There could be some contracts that are coming to the end, or expiry dates that you're looking at, visas, passports, things that are relevant that keep your life running. This could be also a subscription that perhaps that you utilize to help you run your life in some way. It could be coming to an end, and they may actually send you an email to say, oh, your subscription or your contract or something is coming to an end, but it may actually go into your spam folder. So check that out, because, if it's something that you really want, they may send it and it goes to your spam folder, and then you're not just given the notification that it's going to expire and that's it. You have to renew it, whatever it is. So it could be that you have to then call customer service and say, oh my gosh, my service has ended. And they're like, yeah, well, we sent you like correspondence to say that it's going to come to an end. And I mean, this could be anything. It could be insurance, for example. It could be health insurance, could be business insurance, it could be house insurance. Keep your eyes peeled, or check out your dates for expiries this month, because there's something here that is just going to quietly expire behind the scenes. And, you may need this, whatever this is, and it causes a minor disruption. So you may have to get reconnected, or you may have to call customer services or someone in like a high ranking position, a manager or someone who's in authority, to help you get connected to whatever that is. Okay. So, the fourth house is influencing you when it comes to your home, your family. So this could be that you're decluttering a lot of items, from the family home, or it can be that you're even thinking about your roots, your heritage, because we've got parental figures here, either side. So this can be that you're thinking about your parents, the journey that you've had, complex, feelings around your upbringing or about your journey, positive feelings about that as well. How much unconditional love for these people you have, or if they were very complex people, you may be resolving some things within yourself this month. But this is about you making advancements in this. Also some of you may be either having a parent move in with you, or you're moving in with a parent, for example, or it can be that for some of you, and I have to acknowledge this because it is a truth that some of us deal with, not all of us, of course, but some of us deal with. For some of you, you may be having challenging conversations around your parent or guardian moving into, how can I put that? It's like an establishment that helps them, like a home, a community, as it were, that can help them with their needs as they get older. And this may be something that weighs heavy on you. It may cause a lot of challenging emotions because remember, the Queen of Cups is in the resistance position at first. It can make you feel really sensitive to have this conversation. And, with the Justice card, it is an acknowledgement that it is the right thing to do because it can indicate that, you care so much and maybe you've been a carer to your parent or guardian or to someone close to you. This could be a family member or even a friend. And you feel that, you've done as much as you can do. But perhaps the condition has got to a stage where the Ten of Swords there is like, you can do no more, or you do not have the capacity to give more than what you have because perhaps you don't have the qualifications or you don't have the tools, and they may require extra help, for example. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there if you're having to make that decision. I've watched my family have to make those decisions myself as well. So it is very challenging, my grandparents and things like that. And it is a decision that no one really wants to face. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. But I feel like with the Emperor, they're protected, they're in safe hands, okay? And with the Justice card, of course, there's a lot of legalities that go with that you'll have to navigate when you get to that. But I feel the Justice card is highlighting that, you're leading with your truth. It is the best thing that you can do in this circumstance. So I just had to mention that because it came through. That rarely comes through, but it's something that is there, okay? So doesn't mean you don't love them. In fact, you want the best for them. So I feel this is an important conversation that you're having, and you will find balance and harmony in the decision, and so will your parent and guardian. They know the same. They know that you are making, the right decision with them. So that's coming through there as well. Now, with a lot of love and respect, I'm moving away from that energy. We have the Eight of Wands. News that you've been waiting for comes in and you absolutely love it. It puts you in a really strong position. It helps you manage your life and feel secure in some way. I mean, on a personal level, your fourth house is going to make you very explorative when it comes to food. Being a kitchen witch is starred when you're in your fourth house. So you may be, exploring in different recipes, but you may also source some ingredients from overseas that help you with certain things in your body. Because your fourth house is there, you may even be looking at hereditary ailments that you are kind of trying to navigate and make sure that you don't get, for example. So it could be that you are having your eye on that. There may even be some major advancements in certain areas in this month that help you with anything personal you're going through or trying to manage at this time. Same with if you have parents or guardians that are going through something, there could be a major breakthrough in a sector with something that can help them there as well. But Eight of Wands is you personally making a lot of advancement. But also I feel like you're super busy this month because you're about to take some sort of travel or quick trip. For some of you, you could be moving closer to your family or even relocating or even taking a trip to, home space in some way in order to be in the comfort of your family there as well. But also a lot of you may be thinking about how can you be super creative in order to dissolve this sense that you have to be in one place, because you have this dissolving energy from that first card and air is in motion. So a lot of you could be trying to be more nomadic in your life, in your working circumstances. Can you bring you and your family on the road? Are you able to work abroad? Are you thinking about migrating your skill set to a different kind of environment, maybe even overseas, or a different entity being set up or structured in a different state? A lot of you are thinking about, being free or nomadic in your life. If you're retired, for example, this could be that you're wanting to travel. And it could be, for some of you, if you're retired and your friends are not retired at the same time, it could be that you're joining a group of people, because there's 3 people here. It could be 3 of you are thinking about taking a trip. I feel there is this energy at first where one of the people that you're thinking about traveling with, they either have some sort of news where they delay it. They may kind of join you later in the trip is what I'm seeing there. They don't want to miss out is what I'm seeing. But I also feel that perhaps you may decide to delay something in order to factor in a third person or another person, doesn't always have to be three, a group of you going somewhere. I see a lot of invitations there as well, but it feels very much like something gets rescheduled or something gets delayed, so you can factor everybody in, so everyone can attend. That's something that's coming through there as well. Okay, if you're relocating to a new neighborhood, I feel like it's going to take some adjustments there, but ultimately you're going to feel really free and love it. You're going to be connected to nature in some way, or you're going to be kind of like closer to nature, as it were, and that's going to really give you this breath of fresh air there as well. Now, number 22 is a master number, so this is a big outcome here, which is super positive for you. But this card indicates that you're being flexible and grounded in your decisions, and you have the freedom to choose. Okay, so you may be making a major decision this month. You're going to do what is right for you ultimately, and you are protected and grounded in your decision. I feel like you are making the right decision. You have the experience and you have the knowledge to make the right decision for you and your family there as well. But also, this is about advancement. This is about speaking your truth. It's about uttering out to the universe what it is you want and being mindful of how you communicate with yourself, how you communicate with others, how you communicate to, the universe and what you want. You're being really precise with words, okay? And I feel this is going to help you manifest, looking at the root word of what it is you are discussing so that you can really see what it means. For example, double meaning words like good morning. Morning is to be grieving, but good morning is to wish someone good morning. You may be deciding to look at that word, and you may feel that perhaps it's too close, so you don't want to use the word good morning to somebody. You may want to use another word like, hey, have a good day, or have a great day, for example. So you are looking at the way words are, the root meanings of them, and how, words sound alike or, have the same, kind of spellings for some of them, but they have different meanings. And then you're aware of the vibration that you're attaching to them, for example. Not everyone is connected to that, but I feel some of you are. A lot of you may also be connecting to learning new languages in order to travel or to relocate. Especially if you're retired, you may be thinking about where you retire to, or maybe that's you starting to retire now, and you may be thinking about, whether you will pick up the language, but absolutely you will. Okay, you may even be taking courses of learning, an app on your phone, for example, because I feel this could also open you up to like a group of people where you learn a language in a class, but you may be doing something where you're downloading. I mean, the fact that you have air here, I feel the internet works really well for you, whoever you are. This is about like promoting your work or, getting your message out there, or even connecting to people, because I feel like you're all about connection there as well. Motion can indicate you're coming out of a turbulent time and you are unstoppable. You're going the distance. Yes, you've been under a lot of pressure. You felt a little bit scattered because you're holding it all together. But I feel like you're in control because the Emperor says you are. And there's a lot of success there as well. You may be a little bit stricter with your finances. I mean, of course, you're on top of your finances there. I feel like you're keeping an eye on emotional spending. For some of you, that's coming out there as well. Also, I would say, there is this energy of like a purchase you made, either as a gift for somebody. It's something that you love, so it could be something you wanted as well. I'm not really sure, but I'm just being given that. There's an energy here where they've taken the payment, but the item is delayed. Now, some of you may have to chase that, okay? And you may have to get a reimbursement on it. It's like it's either lost or it was never sent. Okay, you get your money back on that, but it's almost like it affords you the time to discover the same item at a lesser price. So I feel it kind of worked in your favor. That something is coming out there as well. Now, the Emperor, of course, is about protecting your finances. It's about having things in order. It's about being responsible. It's about taking the leadership in your life. So I would say, this is a card of advancement, of kind of taking things to the top, but also streamlining your energy, being on top of like your time management. For example, pyramids, they channel energy from the earth upwards. So this can be you being grounded, being disciplined, you know, making an effort to own your time, but also plan something that will see a lot of progress there. And progress can be progress in many areas. This could be you being more active, hitting the gym, and then you start to see things shaping up for you really nicely. It could be that you feel you have more energy to do more things. You know, this could be you kind of like going on a personal development where you are sitting still. You're kind of like trying to connect to your higher self, promote, you know, peace of mind. So it can be that you have a breakthrough where your mind has been racing, then suddenly you become more grounded and you have a bit of a breakthrough, an epiphany, a realization that stillness brings you different answers or helps you hear your heart because it whispers, right? Now we have that justice energy, so this means that this is going to be a fairer month for you. Also means some good karma is coming in there. It does mean that, of course, it's going to be quite fast-paced for you, especially at the end of the month. So balance is the key. Structure is also the key there. But this card indicates you having to deal with a lot of paperwork. There may be legal matters to deal with as well. Contracts, as I mentioned earlier. Looking at your finances. Some of you may get some financial advice. You may be looking at structures like generational wealth, for example. But the Justice card indicates that you're on top of things, you know, corresponding to people you've been meaning to get round to, maybe even signing new declarations to self, as it were, or like maybe signing new contracts, service providers, especially energy related. Some of you may look at energy contracts and shop around and get a better deal elsewhere. Some of you, there is this energy of landlord coming through as well. So if you have a landlord, if you rent, for example, there may be some news there. I feel like you don't love it at first, but there may be some sort of change in the contract that you're kind of a little bit like cautious about. Okay, so you may seek legal advice on this, and you may contest it. Okay. Also, I'm being given this energy that if you have a landlord, they may actually sell the lease or they may sell the property onto someone else. So some contract may change. And if you are in a company, if you work for a company, there may be some merge going on behind the scenes, and they may ask you to sign a new contract, which will nullify everything that went before. So, you know, read your contract, make sure that you're happy with everything. If there's certain benefits that you got before and you want them in there, negotiate a better deal. You know, that is a card of negotiating. Can also be seeking legal representation in order to find a way through the jargon, as it were. Because remember, if you're signing a new contract, even if you've been in a company for 10 years, 5 years, it nullifies everything that went before when you sign a new contract. So just watch out for that. That's coming through there as well. I'm just getting you some final cards, anything more that you need to be aware of, and numbers that you will see coming up there for you. We have 0707. 7 is always about winning something or jackpot energy. It's always about advancement, moving forward. I feel that's what's happening for you this month, mainly because your 10th house is making you really ambitious and move forward as like a powerful force. But it says here, your angels encourage you to be strong in the face of adversity. And I feel like you've been going through this already. It says, the turbulent phase serves as an opportunity to expand your consciousness and achieve spiritual awakening. I mean, this is definitely someone who is expanding their consciousness there. I did get that like message right at the beginning about the brain and how we're all connected. There's a hive mind, and, you know, there are people in this world, for example, they may be sent like an idea to create. And if you don't create it, for example, someone else in the world will have the same idea and create it. There's a hive mind out there. Many years ago, I thought about something as well. It's like, you know what? I would love to create something like that, but I just didn't have the skill set or the tools. I wasn't educated to that degree to create something like it. So I kind of had the idea and thought, that'd be a great idea. I bet that would sell for a lot of money. A lot of people would love it as well. And I thought of, like, maybe I should branch out and find a way, but, you know, I just left it. And then about a year later, I saw someone patent it and, like, create it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm glad someone did it. I didn't have the skill set to do it, so I acknowledged that. But I was really excited to see that someone else out there thought the same thing, probably at the same moment. You never know. But maybe this is something that you're interested in because you've got a card of that expanding consciousness there. But it says here, release your grasp. The new perspective will bring you a deeper sense of peace and understanding. Peace right there, peace of mind. Okay, we also have light worker. I feel like you are a light worker, my beautiful Gemini. You're here to experience many things and shine your light there, which is often something that comes with a lot of responsibility, and you may feel overwhelmed at times with other people's energy. Protect your energy. Black obsidian or black tourmaline, very important. But it says here, your angels encourage you to develop your spiritual gifts and abilities and use them to enhance your own life as well as the lives of many others. Follow your intuition, sing the song of your soul, and use your talents to teach, uplift, and enlighten those around you. Sorry about that, my beautiful Gemini. The camera completely drained and turned off, so it was a full battery. Perhaps this is symbolic of you being mentally, physically, or emotionally drained. But as I changed the battery, suddenly it started to rain. So you do have fecundity rain there. So perhaps this is about cleansing in order to have more energy, more vitality, or perhaps it is about taking a pause in order to feel like you are back to best. But, you know, I had kind of like shown you the card 300, okay? And of course, I had read that as well, and I put it down, and then I read out this card, and as I picked out the trinket, my guide said, battery died, so therefore I realized, actually, I need to go check the battery. So here we are, okay? I want you to be aware that I did go and get a trinket. I went that far before my guides told me to check the battery. So obviously an angel came out there, so divine intervention, you're being guided and protected. But as you can hear, the rain is like starting to pour down now. But I will read this final card for you. I'm sorry for the interruption there, but it's so random that the whole battery drained there as well, okay? So hopefully you can hear me over the rain because it's really coming down now. But 777, we've got co-create. And it says here, with your energy in perfect harmony with the divine, each thought, feeling, and action weaves a tapestry of reality in blissful partnership with the universe. By anchoring in the heart center, the cosmic flow infuses your life with love, light, and wonder. Everything is working in your favor. Now, I love that the rain kind of subsided momentarily for you to hear that very last sentence, okay, that everything is working in your favor. We have 777 there, so that is jackpot energy. And of course, I did pick a trinket. It was the angel, but I'm actually going to pick an extra trinket there so you can see it in real time. I mean, at least, you know, you can say that I'm doing everything in real time, okay, that I'm not some sort of AI bot just like randomly doing the readings and stuff like that. Real time, real things happen. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket for you in real time. Let's see what comes out there for you. We have the spoon. Now, it's got a shell on there, so this can indicate like mixed emotions, and I definitely see that's something that cathartically you will be dealing with. But also this can be that you're mixing things up a little bit, maybe adding new ingredients. I feel even new ingredients came into your reading earlier. I feel something from abroad, perhaps you are implementing into your diet. Always check with a healthcare professional if you're adding anything new into your diet as well that has an impact on your health. But we've got spoon, okay? So I feel this is about you helping yourself to more, okay? That's something that's coming out with this trinket there as well. So I will leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. Again, I do apologize for the brief disruption there right at the end. But also, if you'd like to be in with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to a candle, then please write the word candle, and my guides will bring me to one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me. And I will announce the winner at the end of September, okay? So thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini, and love and light.